Duke and Duchess of Sussex are back in the UK and will be attending the Queen's birthday parade later today.
But a new YouGov poll suggests 58% of people view Prince Harry negatively. But if the monarch's opened her arms to the couple, should we all be doing the same?
We're joined by royal commentator Emily Andrews, who says we should let the royals repair their relationships, and by royal biographer Angela Levin, who says the Sussexes will only make the event more stressful for the Queen. Let's come to you first, Angela.
Morning to you both. Morning.
Morning, both. Angela, you know, if Her Majesty the Queen, and this is her day, this is her moment, if she is saying, well, I want all my family there, including Andrew, Meghan and Harry, who are we to sort of deny that?
Well, I agree. She's the mother, grandmother. She should make the decision. She's 96, it's her day. But I don't think you can then influence all the population to feel exactly the same, because we like the monarchy. I'm a really keen monarchist, and I think that it's badly timed. Harry and Meghan shouldn't come then because they're putting more pressure on the Queen. She's got a very hard 4 days.
But the Queen would have welcomed them, so I don't know what the pressure would be. Maybe it's making it better for the Queen. Maybe she feels more comfortable that she's there.
No, because she's not very well and she's got mobility problems, and I think that for someone of her age to have 4 full days, one after the other.
I don't think they forced themselves. They haven't said we are coming no matter what.
Whether you like it or not.
They've been invited, they've been given full security, so the Queen has endorsed it. So how in any way is this going to be bad for the Queen?
Well, I think that the people who don't want them to come would agree with me that their behaviour has been appalling, and therefore they should be ashamed and they should not come at this time and try to grab a few shots that will help them with their Netflix career.
Emily, what do you make of that? Their behaviour's been appalling, they shouldn't be here.
Well, I think we should be more like the Queen, all of us. I think we should be magnanimous. I think it's ridiculous, if you forgive me, Angela, ridiculous to say it's going to be put pressure on the Queen for Harry and Meghan to be here. The Queen invited them with warmness and grace, and it was a magnanimous gesture, and she said, you're my family, please come. And not only did she say, please come to the service of Thanksgiving at St Paul's, which we're going to see tomorrow, which is a very formal event, and you would have expected that would be the event to which Harry and Meghan would be invited. No, she also said, please come to Trooping the Colour. We're going to see Harry and Meghan stay on a balcony. Let's clutch our pearls. Harry and Meghan are going to be on a balcony above Horse Guards Parade with other senior members of the family, Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, while Charles, Princess Anne and William take the salute on trooping of the Household Guards division. And so we're going to see Harry and Meghan today, which I think is great. And I think, as we saw in the Queen's statement today, her Jubilee statement, she said, you know, she thanked communities, families, neighbours. There's a real focus on family here. And I think inviting Harry and Meghan to the Jubilee celebrations, hopefully, will be not only an olive branch from the Queen to them, but also maybe, hopefully, might provide a rapprochement within the royal family themselves.
I mean, Angela, do you feel that the same about Prince Andrew? Do you think in any way that he's a distraction, that any way that he shouldn't be invited?
Well, he hasn't been invited. He's not going to appear today at all.
But he will be visible.
He will be in St Paul's Cathedral.
Yes, he will be.
But that's right, because he's her son and she should choose that. But I think as well that we ought
Harry's a grandson.
We ought to know if Harry's going to drop his memoirs, because if he comes now and he's all smiley, or he's looking for comments that he can make, the last time he saw his Queen, which wasn't very long ago, he then sold it to a TV station in America to talk about what she said. These things should be private. I don't think they can be trusted. And I do believe that if he comes out with his memoirs, it's going to knock his family, particularly his father and his stepmother, which most people think it is to do with that, then it's absolutely an appalling way to behave.
But Emily's point is that the Queen has always been about forgiveness, hasn't she? She's seen a lot through her family, and I was saying earlier, I think she does. Her real skill is capturing the moment and capturing the mood. And she knows that the rough time people have been through the last few years, with what's going on now with cost of living, it's not going to get great. And her message about family, about compassion, about having enthusiasm and confidence and a bright outlook for the future, that is something that she's leading by example.
And a lot of families have Brits. So she's saying, come on, lots of families have Brits, let's bring them together.
Exactly, it's about coming together, and we should all come together.
But I think that she's right. I wouldn't say that she's wrong. It's that I don't feel they should come, and other people, according to your poll, also don't feel. And the reason they do feel is that they have mocked the royal family, they have complained about the royal family, they've told lies about the royal family. For example, with their Oprah Winfrey interview, they said Prince Charles has stopped giving them money when all the documents showed that he had continued to give money. They said nobody
Well, I think that was a timeline thing, but I don't
maybe
know how,
Camilla said nobody helped them when she felt suicidal, yet Prince Harry went
Meghan
to see
said,
a specialist. There's marvellous doctors hanging around the family all the time. And it was also the platform that William, Catherine and Harry set up to help.
Essentially, what you're saying is
that
as a nation, we shouldn't move on from that, and we've got to...
No, I'm not saying we shouldn't move on from that. I think Prince Harry and Meghan should apologise and say that they were sorry that they have upset the Queen, that they were being interviewed by Oprah when his grandfather was extremely ill in hospital. That would put a stress on the Queen.
Some people say, but the hypocrisy is saying, well, to Meghan and Harry say apologise, but to Prince Andrew, we're still waiting for an explanation of what's happened. We should be saying to Prince Andrew, go to America and stand in a court. These are much more serious allegations, yet we seem to be so distracted by Harry and Meghan, but having no sort of opinion
you haven't asked me about William. I mean, I'm here to talk about Harry and Meghan, but if you want me to talk about William, I think he's shamed the royal family as well.
You mean Prince Andrew? You mean Prince Andrew?
Prince Andrew, apologise, yes. Prince Andrew,
but then should he be apologising then? Do we think we should get some apology from him?
Well, he hasn't attacked his mother. He hasn't attacked his father.
He's made some very serious abuse allegations.
So he shouldn't be there. I'm very pleased that he's not going to be there.
Well, listen, let's get back to what we were focusing on, because you mentioned earlier the Twitter poll that we've been running. Let's have a look at the results of this so far, because we asked, is it time we followed the Queen's lead and welcomed Harry and Meghan back? Let's have a look what it is. So 63% of you saying no. At the moment, Emily, sorry about that. It doesn't seem like you're winning people over, I'm afraid. Any last word?
Well, I think there's also an age differential here. I think perhaps older people are definitely much more negative towards Harry and Meghan, and younger people tend to be more positive. I also think we should just stop talking about Harry and Meghan. If we stop talking about Harry and Meghan and focus on the Queen, it is her Platinum Jubilee. After all, that is what we should be celebrating.
On that note, do you know what? I think we should wrap it up quite neatly, shouldn't we? Emily and Angela, thank you both very much for that.
I have to say, in terms of the tweets, etc., it's sort of slightly even. I remember when we first started doing the Meghan stories on this show, that they would be very anti-Meghan. But I have noticed a slight shift. There are people now coming in support. They're saying it's wonderful that she's going to be spending time with a grandmother,
it's a big occasion for the family, isn't it? Yeah. It's nice that in some form to be able to welcome people back. So the book's coming in.